Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda HR-V 1.6 diesel, and it's the top of the range EX model. This particular car is registered FV65DHL, and mileage at the start of the road test is 43,063 miles. The reason we do these videos is basically so that anyone that's looking at this car in an advert actually gets to see that car in operation, and it's the very car advertised. A lot of our customers now come from all over Europe and the whole of the UK, so the least we can do is go to the time and effort to do this for you prior to someone coming to see us. On a rare occasion where there is an issue on a car which we need to tell you about, we can let you know in the video form. We know just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car only to find when you get there and drive it, it's got a fundamental problem you clearly should have been told about, so hence that's why we do it. Road test, by the way, is also done on these very quiet country roads in this beautiful part of Gloucestershire where we're lucky enough to be, so hopefully be representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive on the car. The car itself has obviously been very, very well looked after, and that's immediately obvious as soon as you start driving the car. The engine bursts into life absolutely straight away, settles to completely smooth, even idle. No warning lights on the dashboard at all that relate to the engine or any other part of the car. The engines themselves are just brilliant units in pretty much every way. It's where Honda do these things so well. It's an engine that is not only reliable, long-lasting, durable, everything that you'd expect from a Honda, but also happens to be as reliable as you'd expect from them, but lovely in operation day to day. They're smooth, they're quiet, they pull really nicely, flexible to be able to sort of go in higher gears at low revs, and they also genuinely deliver really good fuel economy in the real world driving, which is, as we all know, is not always the case, but it's just a fabulous unit. Engine feeds through clutch into gearbox. Clutch is absolutely perfect, bike point is where it should be, smooth and positive in operation as well. Gearbox on the car, obviously 6 speeds these days, but it's a lovely gear change, very short in throw, very sporty in feel as well. Honda go to a lot of effort to make these primary controls suit what the car's all about, and this is meant to be kind of one of the more dynamic smaller SUVs, and it feels like it to drive. It's really all its inputs that you put through the steering and the chassis and the gear lever here are in keeping with the kind of car it is, and it puts to shame so many of the gearboxes of its competitors. It really does, because this is an object lesson in exactly how to do a brilliant gear change. I can't feel anywhere in it at all, by the way. It feels exactly as it did when it was first manufactured. Steering of the car, as I've alluded to, it's again keeping with the same theme. It's nice and quick, it's direct, it's sporty. Steering wheel feels absolutely lovely in hand, but it matches the chassis brilliantly. It flows with the chassis, so when you go through corners, small inputs go in, and the car faithfully kind of follows its line very accurately as well. Can't feel anywhere in it at all. It tracks absolutely dead straight, so I should do it on a straight bit of road. Tracks dead straight. There's no vibrations at all that come back through the steering wheel of the car at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. The chassis itself, just again, really nice job that Honda done on it. They've made it quite agile, very comfortable riding car on the motorways. It's a lovely smooth companion, and on the A roads as well, but you can hustle it through the corners as well, which is rather nice. No nasty knocking noises coming through the chassis at all. When you hit a bump you'll hear it, but you don't get any of those sort of secondary kind of chatterings that go on some cars where they've got a bit of suspension wear. This is exactly as it should be. Just get around the corner here. I'm going to turn around here, so I'm going to leave the braking until a little bit late just to check the brakes out. The brake pedal's absolutely brilliant on the car. It's a lovely solid brake pedal on the car. It pulls the car down nice and straight and true. There's no pulling left or right, and the brake pedal itself there's no pulsing or vibration at all, so all in very good order indeed. Very confidence inspiring. Looking around inside the car, again, as you expect from a Honda, beautifully made, not a hint of a squeak or a rattle from the interior of the car, and just such a lovely dashboard to sit behind, not only because it's really nicely styled, but because it's so simple. And it's a breath of fresh air compared to some cars. Sat nav is blissfully easy to use, all working exactly as it should. Then you've got a dual zone climate control pad here, which is just really, really nicely done. It's sort of like a touchscreen feel to it, but all working absolutely perfectly. And the air conditioning is ice cold on the car, by the way, and it's quite a nice warm day today. But the quality of the switchgear is absolutely brilliant on these cars. Dashboard in front, as I said before, it's just big speedo directly in front of me. Then you've got the rev counter to the left and fuel gauge to the right there, all working exactly as intended as well. Steering wheel kind of looks and feels as new in hand as well, but just a really lovely place to sit and operate a car. Driving position's perfect in the car, visibility is really, really good, and with the panoramic roof on these EX models, you get a lot of natural light coming into the vehicle as well. Otherwise, cars with dark interiors can feel quite gloomy inside, especially on darker days, but it's nicely lit up in here. As I said at the start of the video, the point of these videos is literally just to show you the car in operation, but to feedback any issues that might be on the car. There's nothing to feedback on this car at all. It drives absolutely beautifully. I've spent many, many happy years working at the Honda main dealers in Bristol, so we know that the Honda cars, we've sold tens of thousands of them, and if there's a problem with them, when you drive the car, we'd feel it straight away whilst driving, and there's nothing to report back in the car at all. It drives, as I said, absolutely beautifully. Having said that, any questions, don't hesitate, do give us a call.